Today, we'll discuss about the inheritance. What is inheritance? Inheritance is acquiring the properties, acquiring the fields from one class to another class is called inheritance. The top class, parent class, will call it as a S class, and the child class will call it as a derived class. What is inheritance? Acquiring the properties from one class to other class is called inheritance. So now, getting the features. What is the purpose of inheritance? For example, you have created some code. Instead of creating same code again and again, let's reuse that. That is the purpose of inheritance. Okay. So parent class, you have implemented some functionality. For example, if you see here, automobile is your parent class. So for car or bus, whatever it may be, there might be some common functionalities, right? So what are the common features are there? You no need to implement again and again, so that we can reuse the things. That is called inheritance. So getting the features from one class to other class is called inheritance. For example, I have a class A, class A I have, and I have class B. So how you do the inheritance? This is the symbol of indicating your inheritance. So how you do? Class B colon A. So this is the symbol of inheritance. Here you have a class A. Here you have class B. How you do the inheritance? Class B colon A. Now, class A is called your superclass or parent class or base class. So this is called your superclass or parent class or your base class. Class A will call it as the superclass, parent class or base class. Class B called your child class, subclass or child class or derived class. So this is called inheritance. Acquiring the features, whatever A we have, we are going to acquire the feature from class A to class B. This is called inheritance. This is called inheritance. So now, what are the different types of inheritance? Before going to see that, so how this inheritance will work, let's see. For example, okay. So for example, I'll create one. I have a, for example, bird. So this is my parent class, class bird. Okay. So here, what I have, bird name or Mm. Bird name, color, fly, eat, walk. So what is called? This is called members, right? And these are all the methods. So what is a class? Class is a combination of members plus methods. Correct? Class is a combination of members plus methods. We have the members and methods. Members can be a properties, fields, variables. Okay. Now these are all the methods. So I have fly, eat, walk, such kind of methods I have. So now I will create one more class. Class peacock. Okay. Now for peacock also, what I need? I need bird name I required, color I required, fly I required, eat I required, walk I required. So these are all the common functionality I kept in the parent class. So instead of creating here again, okay, what we do? Let's do the inheritance. This is called inheritance. How you do? Peacock. So peacock is derived from bird. Now bird is a which class? Parent class, super class, base class. Peacock will be child class. Okay. So child derived or subclass. Now, uh, so already whatever things are there, I now need to implement again. I can reuse. So what extra I want? Peacock will do a functionality called turns. This alone I'll implement for Peacock. So remaining all I'll get it from the parent class. Okay, understood. So this is called inheritance. Inheritance, acquiring the features, getting the features from one class to another class is called inheritance. Okay, understood? Any doubts here? Good. Now, so what is inheritance? Inheritance is a mechanism that allows a class called a derived class or a subclass to inherit fields, methods, properties, and other members from the another class is called base class or a superclass. This promotes code reusability and establish a hierarchical relationship between the classes. So what are the different types of inheritance we have? We have different types of inheritance. Before going to that, let's see how this inheritance will work. We'll see one practical example now. So open the Visual Studio. So I'll go with 2022. So how to do inheritance? Let's see now. So I'll create a folder. How to create folder? Right click here, add folder. I'll name it as a inheritance. Okay. So all the inheritance related concepts I'm going to keep inside this folder, right? So now inside the inheritance, I'm going to create inheritance example. Okay, how will create inheritance example? So for example, this is, let's assume you have a parent class, or this you can make it as a your bird. Okay, so now this is class parent. This is your parent or super or base class, and this will have bird ID, name of the bird. So next here, and we have some methods. Public static void fly. So for example, console.writeLine, the bird is flying. Let's assume we have some implementation inside this method. Also, I have another method, public void it. Console.writeLine, bird is eating. So I have two methods. So first method, the bird is flying. Second method, so it is getting feeding. Okay, so it is taking the feed. So we have created a method called eat. Okay, so now the bird is eating. So I have two methods. So if you see the difference, it is a static method. Static method. It is a non-static method. This is a static method and this is a non-static method. So what is the difference? We'll see now. Okay, so this is my parent class bird. So I'll create a class called shift. Shift is a bird. So what it will do? Fastest flying bird in the world, right? Shift. So this is deriving from your bird class. Okay. So now, so whatever I want, I can get all the things. This is called constructor. What is constructor? We'll see later. Okay. So whatever you want from the bird, right? So you can have bird ID. See, I'm getting bird ID equals to 1001. Bird name shift. Okay, like this, I could able to get the parent things. So you are not creating again here. You're reusing the things, right? So now, if I want to create a extra method in the child class, for example, public void fly with high speed. Okay, console.writeLine. The bird, what is bird name? Name is flying Hmm, high speed at high speed. Hmm? So something like this. I have a functionality implemented like this. Okay. So now this is called your parent super RPS shift, called your shift is your child or sub or derived class. Got it? This is how we will do the inheritance. Now, wherever you have the main method, for example, here I have a main method. So this is static void main. M should be capital. Okay. This is the entry point of the programming. The program will start getting executing from the main method, and in the project there should only one main method should be there, right? And it is static void. Why void? I don't want to return anything, right? So now we'll see the difference between, for example, I'll create a object for derived class shift so that I'll get everything, right? So now shift dot. So what is your eat you are getting? So this is your base class method, even though you are getting because you have the inheritance, right? Shift dot fly with high speed. This is your derived class method, and this is not coming fly. Why? Because it is a static method. So static method. This is your non-static methods are called with object reference. Object reference. So and the static methods. How you call static methods? So bird dot class name dot fly. This is your static method. So these static methods, no need to create object directly. You can call with static members are called with class reference. So this is non-static members or we'll also call it as instance members. Okay. So we called with object reference. Understood. So now let's execute the program, how it will work. Let's see now. So this is your parent class bird. I have two methods. One is fly, another method eat. This is static and this is non-static. Static method I called with the class reference. Non-static method I called with object reference. So this is your derived class and this is your constructor. Okay. So now let's run. Once you run your application, the program will execution start with where? From main method. Initially, it will come to your main method. It's here. From there, so came right now function key F11 or function key F10. I'll do function key F11. So where it is going? It is going to your static method and it is printing like the bird is flying. Printed, the bird is flying. Yes. Now, so now it is going to create the instance. When you create instance, that time it will go to your constructor. When you are going to create the object, that time it will hit the constructor, right? It is hitting the constructor. and it is initializing bird ID and bird name. Okay, now, so it is calling the eat method. So where is eat method? In the base class only, right? So it is printing the bird is eating, right? Now it will call the derived class method. So now it says, what is the name here? Shift. Why? Because we have already in the constructor we have initialized with shift. So now it will display like the bird shift is flying at high speed. So this is how inheritance will work. Understood? So now, what are the different types of inheritance we have? We have different types of inheritance called single level inheritance. Means one level. How? Class A, class B. So how you write inheritance? B colon A. Like this we will create. This is called single level. Here only one level, right? So that is called single level inheritance. This is called single level inheritance. So next, we have a multi-level inheritance. What is this multi-level inheritance? Multi-level. So what is multi-level inheritance? For example, class A, class B. I have one more class called C. This is my class C. Okay. So how you write? C colon B. So this is called multi-level inheritance. So now, whatever class A have, everything I can get in class B. Whatever class B have, everything I can get in class C. Means class A, class B, everything will get in class C. This is called multi-level inheritance. How it will work? Let's see now. Let's see one example for multi-level inheritance. So this we can consider as a single level inheritance. Okay. So now we'll see a multi-level inheritance. Grandparent. I have a class. Right. For land. Let's assume grandparent, he is having two things. One is car and one is land. So now class parent. So parent is derived from your grandparent, right? Okay. So this parent bike. So his parent has the bike. Hmm, let's say, okay, there is one bike. So here grandparent has car and land and parent has the bike. Now child class child, which is derived from your parent. Okay. Now I will have a main method. So there should be only one main method. That's why I'm changing the names like this. Okay. So now I'll create a child class object. Child obj child equals new child. So always try to give the meaningful class names, objects names, property names. While seeing itself, others can able to understand easily. So follow the naming standards and conventions. Okay. So now obj child dot car equals BMW obj child dot land some ABC property dot bike some Royal Enfield. So like this, I have different. So this is from your grandparent. This is from your grandparent. This is from your parent. So if he has any other property, for example, public void uh, get qualification. So that right line. So now how you do? Obj child dot get qualification. So this is your child method. If it is a static method, then no need to do with object reference. We can directly do with class reference. Console dot read or read key. So you want to print these values, you can print like this console dot write line obj child dot car. So here give bike, here give the land. Okay, like this, it will have the values now. Now let's run it. There will be a debugger will hit from here and then it here. So each time when you do that, it will go to that property and assign the value. So here we have the get accessor, set accessor. We'll come to know in later classes how these things will work. Now let's run the program. So you can continue. We'll get the output like this. Grandparent, grandparent, parent, and child. Understood, guys? Any doubts here? Are you clear? So this is called multi-level inheritance. So now we'll see hierarchical inheritance. How the hierarchical inheritance will work like this. For example, I have a car and I have multiple child classes. Class A, class B, class C, etc. So this is your bench. This is your Audi. This is your Nexon. So now when I have a multiple child classes, when I have a base class, how you do this? So you can do the inheritance like this. Single parent class has multiple child classes. Okay. So this is called hierarchical inheritance. How it works? Hierarchical inheritance. So how this will work? For example, I have a class recharge and I have class prepaid, which is derived from recharge. So prepaid, and I have one more thing called postpaid. And I can also have one more